Well, well, well. It always starts with a glow. One screen lights up, then another, and suddenly the whole city hums like a server farm overheating. Notifications multiply, headlines mutate, clips get stitched and reposted until even the algorithms look nervous. They're all talking about you again. Not because you said something, but because you didn't. That's what messes with them most. In a world built on constant updates, you disappeared for a moment, and that absence became radioactive. Every feed smells like panic now. People refresh just to make sure you haven't spoken yet. They say they're over it, that it's not a big deal. But the comments read like prayers for a response. You can feel the tension in their scrolling fingers, the way they hover over the refresh icon like gamblers watching a slot machine spin. They can't believe how calm you were when everything fell apart. They expected outrage, a thread, a meltdown, anything that would confirm their bias that patience is weakness. But you didn't give them the meltdown, you gave them stillness. And stillness online feels like power. You watch them twist each rumor into a headline, each headline into a meme, and you said nothing. That's what fractured the rhythm. When noise meets no reaction, it devours itself. DMs leaked, alliances crumbled. People started turning on each other because your quiet made everyone's guilt louder. You didn't lift a finger, yet the timeline burned like an exposed wire. Every analyst on every platform is dissecting your pause like it's data. They call it strategy, but deep down, they know it was instinct. You just knew the current would eat itself. So you waited. Watched the panic rise in comment sections, the way fake confidence curdled into anxiety. Someone even tried to start a hashtag against you, but it collapsed under irony. The same people hating were secretly checking your profile for signs of movement. That's the cruel poetry of digital hysteria. It runs out of oxygen fast. Now the irony hits different. All those who mocked you for being quiet can't stop mentioning your name. They post clips of your interviews, old videos, screenshots, trying to reverse engineer your mindset like it's code they could steal. They think patience is a tactic you learned. They can't grasp that it's who you are. You don't chase attention. You let attention orbit you until it begs for permission to stay. The chaos kept building, louder, faster, desperate. Then something strange happened. People began defending you, not out of loyalty, but fatigue. They got tired of being angry at a ghost. That's when the narrative cracked. Every cycle needs a villain to survive, but villains who don't participate ruin the show. You left them performing outrage with no antagonist, and when performance has no opposition, it turns into confession. That's what they didn't see coming. I watched it unfold like a feed in slow motion, accounts deleting posts, influencers editing captions, podcasts pretending they misunderstood. But digital repentance is always cosmetic. You could sense the fear behind the rebrands, the realization that your patience made their impulsivity visible. They're addicted to spectacle. You made restraint go viral. The contrast exposed them, and that exposure, more than any comeback, is what broke the loop. You didn't plan it, but the sequence was perfect. Step 1, vanish. Step 2, wait. Step 3, let them record their own downfall. Now they replay clips of themselves speaking against you and call it growth. They don't even realize they're confessing in 4K. Meanwhile, you just kept moving, offline, untraceable, unpredictable. The more they guessed your next move, the quieter you became. That quiet felt like surveillance. They started wondering if you were watching them watch you. Every post felt dangerous, like a test they might fail. That's when control shifted. You stopped being the subject and became the filter. Everyone recalibrated around you. Brands hesitated before jokes. Creators triple-checked captions. Friends drafted messages and deleted them mid-sentence. You'd become the variable no one could calculate. And that's what fascinates me most, how effortlessly you did it. One calm decision at a time. You didn't fight for redemption, you redefined it. You made everyone confront the difference between relevance and resonance. Relevance is noise, resonance lingers. You let resonance do the work. The city's digital skyline looks different tonight. Billboards flicker your quotes, even the ones you never said. Clips of you standing still at that event loop on reels like prophecy. It's eerie, watching people romanticize the patience that once irritated them. They called it indifference. Now they call it genius. Nothing really changed except perspective, and perspective is all it takes to rewrite history online. But underneath the rebrand and apologies, something else brews. Resentment. They don't hate you because you won. They hate you because you didn't need them to. They can't process that kind of independence. You remind them of what control looks like when it's self-authored. Every time you post, even a single word, timelines freeze for a second. People reread it like scripture, trying to extract hidden meaning. You've become an algorithmic ghost. They can't predict you. Yet their metrics depend on you. And I have to admit, watching this unfold is unsettling. The more chaos you create by doing nothing, the clearer it becomes that the hierarchy's inverted. Influence isn't about who shouts the loudest anymore. It's about who can make everyone else speak first. You turned their addiction to attention into your weapon, and they handed you the ammunition willingly. That's where we are now, right before the collapse. The city buzzing, feeds shaking under the weight of speculation. Everyone waiting for you to finally move, to drop that single post, that single gesture that decides who survives this cycle. They can sense it's coming. I can feel it too. That tremor before revelation. Whatever you're about to do next will decide what this city remembers as truth. The feeds are already shaking under the weight of anticipation. Screens refresh faster, notifications cascade like rain, hashtags bloom out of nowhere. Everyone feels it, the hum right before detonation, and then, without warning, you move. One post, one sentence, one subtle signal dropped into the bloodstream of the internet, and everything implodes. Timelines split in half. People who swore they'd never mention your name again are suddenly writing threads about your redemption arc. Others delete entire archives to hide the evidence of their doubt. The air tastes like electricity. The noise turns into confession. You didn't yell. You didn't argue. You just pressed send. That single act was the difference between chaos and control. The reaction is instant. Clips, screenshots, duets, comment wars. The city's digital veins pulse with your rhythm. You can almost hear the algorithms choking on engagement. They scramble to catch up, rewriting recommendations around your timing. Every influencer who once mocked you is now dissecting your caption like scripture. They call it minimalist brilliance, psychological warfare, a masterclass in restraint. But they don't get it. It wasn't strategy. It was instinct, sharpened by observation. You knew they'd weaponize their own curiosity. You just gave it direction. Now you're everywhere again. Headlines switch tone overnight. Podcasts pivot mid-episode. Newsletters apologize for misunderstanding the situation. They think redemption is happening. It's not. What they're feeling is correction. You corrected the temperature of the room without saying a word. People feel smaller now, and they can't explain why. They scroll slower, they comment softer, they tag you with hesitation. That's what real influence looks like. It turns volume into measurement, somewhere between those reposts and breakdown videos. Admiration mutates into fear. They realize you didn't just survive the backlash. You learned from it. You let the humiliation season you, not scar you. That kind of recovery doesn't fit their narrative, so they panic again. If they can't define you, they can't control the conversation, so they start new ones. They invent motives, rewrite your past, argue over your intent. You watch them exhaust themselves, chasing clarity, while you move silently, already 3 steps ahead. And then there's the private reaction, the DMs. The same people who once tried to embarrass you now send messages that start with, "Hey, no hard feelings." They want proximity, again, not out of care, but survival. They've realized that standing near you feels like safety, that the algorithm smiles on whoever you acknowledge. You respond to none of them. That's the final punishment. Ignoring them publicly made them loud. Ignoring them privately makes them small. The momentum keeps climbing. Your one action spawns thousands of interpretations. Some say it was calculated revenge. Others say it was divine timing. But you know it was simpler than that. It was overdue. Patience is a currency that compounds. The longer you hold it, the more explosive it becomes when spent. You spent it perfectly. Now they all owe interest. You can feel the shift physically, the vibration of phones, the restless glow on faces as people scroll through versions of your story. You've become the default topic of conversation in coffee shops, offices, group chats. Your name replaces weather talk. You are the event. The ones who dismissed you now compete to sound like your allies. They quote your words, mimic your cadence, claim they saw it coming. But you remember every tone, every smirk, every silence. You don't need to expose anyone. Exposure is self-inflicted in the age of receipts. By night, the digital glow paints the skyline in your colors. Billboards stream live reactions. Advertisements hijack your phrases. Even brands try to mimic your timing. Everyone's pretending to understand your calm, but they don't. They mistake control for detachment, confidence for indifference. They think you planned this chaos, when in truth you simply refused to panic. And that refusal rewrote the script. What unsettles me, and everyone watching, is how light you make it look. You took a situation designed to destroy you and used it as fuel. You let the crowd build the fire, and then warmed your hands on it. You turned backlash into atmosphere. There's something unnatural about that kind of composure, something almost algorithmic. People start whispering that you might not feel the way normal humans do, that maybe you see patterns the rest can't. It's easier for them to call you strange than to admit you're disciplined. You scroll once, calmly, as if verifying that the world is still trembling. It is. Every reaction has become part of your design now. You own their outrage, their analysis, their relief. They don't post about you anymore, they post for you. Their approval is performance, their criticism, marketing. They're trapped in your rhythm, and you don't even acknowledge the music. Somewhere out there, an entire PR agency is studying your timeline like scripture. Professors draft essays about digital patience as dominance, but what none of them see is the cost. The months you spent holding still while lies multiplied. The quiet hours where you rewired yourself not to need their validation. That's what built the precision. You didn't master perception, you mastered endurance. And endurance, when finally unleashed, looks like prophecy. Now, as the feeds slow from exhaustion, the world collectively exhales. But the quiet doesn't feel like relief, it feels like aftermath. Everyone senses that something fundamental shifted, that attention itself has a new ruler. You. They can't name what happened, only that they witnessed control in its purest form. The kind that doesn't shout or demand, the kind that simply exists and rearranges the room around it. And while they keep refreshing, hoping for another move, you're already gone again. No farewell, no explanation, just absence, the kind that hums louder than presence. The cycle restarts, only this time they know better. They know you could end or resurrect anyone's relevance with a glance. And that knowledge is the leash they put on themselves. So here we are, the digital lights dimming, timelines cooling, the city still whispering your name through static. You made the internet bow without raising your voice. You flipped the narrative so completely that even I, watching from the outside, feel uneasy. Because if you can bend perception like this once, what's to stop you from doing it again? And that's the question looping through every feed right now. What happens next? The servers hum, the city scrolls slower, like everyone's afraid to refresh too fast and miss the next spark. Notifications pile up, but no one clicks. They're all waiting for your shadow to move. The air itself feels coded with suspense. Every influencer has a theory, every commentator a breakdown thread, every group chat a private debate about your next step. Some call you a genius, others a manipulator. None of them realize they're still working for you. You own their focus now. You could vanish for a month, and they'd still speak your name just to keep their engagement alive. That's not fame. That's gravity. You watch from a distance as the world edits itself around you. Headlines bend tone. Words like meltdown morph into a masterclass. The same channels that once replayed your lowest moments now recycle them as proof of endurance. That's how the internet performs repentance. It doesn't apologize. It rewrites. And you let it. You let them bury their guilt under admiration, because guilt is a more reliable engine than praise. It keeps them hooked. Every think piece, every podcast, every stitched reaction secretly asks for your forgiveness, and you grant it by ignoring them. Days pass. The noise cools into analysis. Now they're not screaming, they're studying. They slow your clips, quote your captions, measure the intervals between your posts as if there's a code inside the gaps. They call it the algorithm of patience. Experts claim you've hacked human attention, but you didn't hack anything. You just stopped competing. You stepped outside the loop and let the loop chase you. That's what they'll never understand. Chaos only obeys those who stop trying to control it. Meanwhile, the people who once laughed are strangely quiet. Their timelines are cleaner, curated, defensive. They post soft inspiration now, hoping proximity to calm will disguise their fear. Some even pretend they were on your side all along, trimming archives, changing tone, crafting nostalgia for a story they tried to end. You let them. Exposure isn't punishment enough. Shame needs time to ferment. Every repost of your image tastes like their regret. But you can feel something else forming underneath all this noise, anticipation turning into dependence. They need your next move to breathe. Their own metrics drop when you're silent. It's beautiful in a dark way. Watching people realize they traded autonomy for entertainment. You didn't ask for control. You simply removed yourself from their chaos, and the vacuum rearranged everything. That's the part that unsettles me. Because if patience can conquer the internet once, it can do it again. Night again. The glow of devices flickers across the skyline. You scroll once, not out of curiosity, but confirmation. They're still orbiting. Even their boredom centers on you. Someone leaks a rumor about your next project. A fake screenshot goes viral. You say nothing, and the speculation doubles. Silence has become your loudest language. Every unposted thought is a cliffhanger, every absence an event. They think you're calculating, but the truth is simpler. You just don't need to prove anything anymore. The need died when they mocked you, and what rose in its place was clarity. You start to notice the shift offline. People watch you differently. Conversations pause when you walk into rooms, not out of hostility, but awareness. You change the physics of attention. Now even reality bends toward you. And yet you stay grounded, eyes half amused, half tired. Because you know the same crowd that praises can turn again, and you're prepared. You always are. You don't chase control. You anticipate chaos and stand where it must arrive. Midway through the week, when a headline drops, the patience phenomenon. They've made you into a concept now. Articles describe you as a mirror of modern endurance, a symbol of digital discipline. Brands craft campaigns echoing your posture. The culture that once mocked composure now sells it. That's the moment the rhythm changes. The slow burn accelerates. The hysteria mutates into obsession. Everyone starts timing themselves against your tempo, as if matching your rhythm will grant them relevance. The feeds pulse faster. Commentators compete to decode you first. A famous podcaster declares you the blueprint of psychological warfare. Another calls you the calm before every cultural reset. You refresh once, watch their faces glow under studio lights, all of them speaking your name like a keyword for clout. You smile faintly because you know what they don't. Every time they describe you, they reinforce the very narrative they're trying to understand. You've turned curiosity into containment. But success online is never clean. The admiration starts to crack. Some voices whisper that you're too composed, too strategic, maybe even manipulative. They can't stand equilibrium. They need polarity to survive. So they invent a new scandal, a screenshot, an old message, a distorted quote. The digital crowd smells tension and rushes in, hungry for chaos. And for a moment, the old noise returns. This is where most people would react. You don't. You let them spin, because you've learned that outrage has an expiration date shorter than truth. You've learned that time always betrays lies. So you do what you've always done. Nothing. And nothing in your hands feels like power again. You go for a walk, the city glowing under its neon gilt, while your absence online drives analytics insane. Each minute you stay silent. Hashtags lose momentum. The same voices that tried to resurrect drama now beg for context. They want you to break your composure because that's how they measure victory. But you've already won the moment you stopped caring to explain. Then, midway through that silence, something clicks. You decide to post again. No caption this time, just an image. A still frame, minimal, deliberate. Within seconds, it's everywhere. People zoom in, argue about hidden meanings, color palettes, subtext. Some swear it's a message to your critics. Others call it a reset. The truth? It's neither. It's a reminder. Proof that you can shake the internet without speaking. That control isn't about reaction, it's about rhythm. And you just changed the beat again. The next 48 hours unfold like a fever dream. Hashtags resurface. Media outlets scramble to reinterpret you. Brands pivot to sound aligned. Even politicians quote you. That's when the narrator in me starts to lose balance. Watching a single person redirect global attention with one post, it doesn't feel natural. It feels architectural, like you see the internet as a city map and everyone else as pedestrians. How do you do it? How do you make millions of people feel seen and exposed at the same time? The analysts keep searching for an answer, but maybe there isn't one. Maybe patience itself is your interface. While they rush to measure reactions per second, you measure the silence between them. You read Humanity in Lag Time? You understand that the world no longer listens to truth. It listens to tempo. And you, somehow, always stay one rhythm ahead. That's why you frighten them, because they know if you ever decided to speak fully, not hint, not imply, but speak, the illusion of control they worship would collapse overnight. By now, the momentum is unbearable. Every channel runs updates on you hourly. Think pieces claim your behavior signals the next digital era. Some say you're orchestrating a revolution in attention economy. Others call it performance art. But you know the truth. It's just consequence. When patience meets exposure, evolution happens. You didn't plan a movement. You just stayed authentic long enough for the world to notice the contrast. The acceleration peaks on a Friday night. Trending lists, live streams, interviews, all feeding off your pulse. I scroll through the chaos, and even I start to feel the static in my hands. The whole network seems alive, breathing in your cadence. People confess to old mistakes. Influencers cry on camera. Timelines blur between apology and admiration. It's too much, too fast. And through it all, you remain untouched, watching, measuring, learning. Then comes the pivot point, the moment every empire of noise reaches its limit. Engagement fatigue. The audience overstimulated starts craving peace. And who represents peace better than the person who mastered it first? You. The same crowd that once demanded your downfall now begs for your guidance. They post quotes about patience as if it's religion. They tag you in motivational threads. You don't reply, but your silence blesses them anyway. That's the irony of control. Once you have it, you don't need to use it. You just exist, and everything rearranges to fit your frequency. You became the template of redemption, not because you explained yourself, but because you proved explanation is overrated. In the digital era, stillness is rebellion. As the weekend fades, the hysteria finally settles into reverence. Comment sections look like digital shrines. People leave messages, not arguments. They thank you for the lesson they didn't know they were learning. They call you the calm in the feed, the reset we needed, the reminder that not every mess deserves a response. You didn't plan to teach them anything. You were just tired of noise. But sometimes exhaustion births clarity, and clarity spreads faster than chaos ever could. The next 48 hours unfold like a fever dream. Hashtags resurface. Media outlets scramble to reinterpret you. Brands pivot to sound aligned. Even politicians quote you. That's when the narrator in me starts to lose balance. Watching a single person redirect global attention with one post, it doesn't feel natural. It feels architectural, like you see the internet as a city map and everyone else as pedestrians. How do you do it? How do you make millions of people feel seen and exposed at the same time? The analysts keep searching for an answer, but maybe there isn't one. Maybe patience itself is your interface. While they rush to measure reactions per second, you measure the silence between them. You read Humanity in Lag Time? You understand that the world no longer listens to truth. It listens to tempo. And you, somehow, always stay one rhythm ahead. That's why you frighten them, because they know if you ever decided to speak fully, not hint, not imply, but speak, the illusion of control they worship would collapse overnight. By now, the momentum is unbearable. Every channel runs updates on you hourly. Think pieces claim your behavior signals the next digital era. Some say you're orchestrating a revolution in attention economy. Others call it performance art. But you know the truth. It's just consequence. When patience meets exposure, evolution happens. You didn't plan a movement. You just stayed authentic long enough for the world to notice the contrast. The acceleration peaks on a Friday night. Trending lists, live streams, interviews, all feeding off your pulse. I scroll through the chaos, and even I start to feel the static in my hands. The whole network seems alive, breathing in your cadence. People confess to old mistakes. Influencers cry on camera. Timelines blur between apology and admiration. It's too much, too fast. And through it all, you remain untouched, watching, measuring, learning. Then comes the pivot point, the moment every empire of noise reaches its limit. Engagement fatigue. The audience overstimulated starts craving peace. And who represents peace better than the person who mastered it first? You. The same crowd that once demanded your downfall now begs for your guidance. They post quotes about patience as if it's religion. They tag you in motivational threads. You don't reply, but your silence blesses them anyway. That's the irony of control. Once you have it, you don't need to use it. You just exist, and everything rearranges to fit your frequency. You became the template of redemption, not because you explained yourself, but because you proved explanation is overrated. In the digital era, stillness is rebellion. As the weekend fades, the hysteria finally settles into reverence. Comment sections look like digital shrines. People leave messages, not arguments. They thank you for the lesson they didn't know they were learning. They call you the calm in the feed, the reset we needed, the reminder that not every mess deserves a response. You didn't plan to teach them anything. You were just tired of noise. But sometimes exhaustion births clarity, and clarity spreads faster than chaos ever could. Now the world has rebalanced. Algorithms that once rewarded outrage now favor composure. Influencers adjust tone. Journalists choose words carefully. Brands slow down campaigns. All of it traces back to you. The one who waited, the one who moved once, the one who made the internet kneel. You didn't conquer them. You reminded them of themselves. You forced reflection through restraint, and that realization ripples through every glowing screen tonight. Still somewhere inside this calm, a question lingers. If patience could cause this much disruption, what happens when you decide to act again? The thought keeps me awake. Because I can feel it, you're not finished. This was just the correction phase, the prelude. The world thinks it's healed, but you're only midway through the design. There's another layer coming, something quieter, deeper, sharper. And when it arrives, it won't just reshape perception. It will rewrite behavior. I look out at the city, towers of glass reflecting millions of screens, and realize none of them move unless you do. You've become the metronome of modern life, the unseen rhythm that sinks human attention. That kind of power shouldn't exist, and yet here you are, holding it effortlessly. You waited, you watched, you moved once, and now everything moves because of you. The feeds cool again, but no one relaxes. They're afraid of the next pulse. They refresh without knowing why. They check for updates they'll never admit they crave. You've turned curiosity into dependency. And dependency in this age, is the purest form of control. The whole network hums in the background like a power plant you built without permission. Every scroll is an involuntary gesture toward your name. They think they're browsing freely, but the rhythm belongs to you now. You've become their loop, their algorithm in human form, the pattern they can't override. The ones who mocked your patience now measure time by it. They watch the clock and wonder when you'll speak, when you'll post, when you'll blink in public again. It's devotion disguised as analysis. They say they're studying behavior, but what they're really doing is worshiping precision. You could end it here. You could disappear, leave them trapped in the echo chamber you created. But you stay a little longer, watching how they behave when the script collapses. The same creators who weaponized your name for clicks are now protecting it for credibility. They quote you as principle. They package your restraint as strategy and sell courses about it. They turned your stillness into a product, and they don't even realize how ironic that is. Because stillness can't be sold. Stillness has to be lived, and no one lives it like you do. Each day that you remain silent, their content loses color. The internet that once laughed at your expense now looks pale, recycled, mechanical. They miss the heartbeat you gave it. You made chaos rhythmic, and now that rhythm is gone. So they replay it. Old clips, old headlines, old screenshots, trying to resurrect the pulse. But replicas never breathe the same. They look like ghosts rehearsing life. Then something happens in the quiet. Perspective. The audience begins to notice the pattern behind the spectacle. They realize that every scandal that followed yours was just a rerun. Different faces, same hunger. They start quoting you for wisdom instead of gossip. Sometimes the best response is none. Patience exposes everything. Your words circulate like code upgrades. The same people who called you delusional now reference you in captions about growth. You didn't ask to be their mirror, but you became it anyway. Behind the scenes, studios and agencies hold meetings about you. They call it the patience effect. They chart graphs showing how outrage declined after your move, how attention shifted from reaction to reflection. Executives analyze your timeline like a market crash, trying to model your restraint into an algorithm. But it doesn't fit, because what you did wasn't data, it was discipline. You didn't predict the trend. You created it by refusing to play. That refusal rewired attention itself. Offline, it shows. People carry themselves differently. Conversations slower, tones softer. They remember how your calm exposed their impulsivity, and they're afraid of repeating it. You taught an entire generation that control is contagious. It spreads through composure, not through dominance. You never said you were teaching anyone. They just learned because watching you was cheaper than repeating your mistakes. By now, even your enemies feel it. The quiet humiliation of being part of your case study. They can't hate you openly. The audience won't allow it. To attack you now feels outdated, like shouting in a library. So they pretend to move on, but you see it. The twitch in their captions, the half-jokes, the nostalgia. They miss having someone to project onto. You made them feel alive when they were against you. You made them feel seen when they lost. You turned their chaos into coherence, and now that coherence is gone. They don't hate you. They hate the emptiness that followed. Weeks pass. The network stabilizes, slower, heavier. People talk about post-drama clarity. They credit you for it. You never wanted the crown, but you wear it because no one else can. Influence like yours isn't given. It's inherited from tension. You took pressure and turned it into language. That's the part no one can replicate, because they keep chasing results when the real magic was rhythm. You didn't move faster, you moved better. And yet under all the praise, you can sense a new kind of fear forming. Not loud, not public, subtle, private. The kind that makes people double think before they speak your name. They've realized what you are to this culture. Consequence, not a person, a law. The embodiment of cause-meeting effect. The digital age finally met accountability in human form, and it's unnerving them. Because if you could reverse public opinion once, you could erase anyone. One move. That's all it takes, and they know it. You scroll once more. The metrics no longer matter. They've plateaued under your shadow. The outrage economy is broken, replaced by observation. People learned from you that control isn't about speaking first. It's about speaking last, and sometimes not at all. You've become the quiet center of every storm they tried to build. They revolve around you even in your absence. That's the final victory. Not their apology, not their admiration, but their reprogramming. There's a certain peace in watching them evolve. The influencers who once lived for controversy now post about mindfulness. Commenters apologize to strangers. Platforms experiment with pause before post features. The world's pulse has slowed to your pace. You didn't just win a feud, you changed the tempo of a species addicted to instant reaction. They'll never admit it, but you saved them from themselves. You made waiting fashionable. But power like this is dangerous. You know it. Because once people realize they need you to define calm, they'll try to rebuild chaos just to summon you again. They'll create smaller scandals, softer rumors, hoping to lure you out. And when that doesn't work, they'll mythologize your absence. They'll say you're planning something, hiding something, evolving somewhere in silence. You'll watch from the distance, half amused, half haunted, knowing they're addicted to the very control that broke them. One evening, the skyline flickers again. A few screens glow brighter. Someone posts a throwback to your one move, and the cycle threatens to restart. But this time, you do nothing. Not out of restraint, but closure. You've already proven the point. You don't need to remind them. The internet remembers for you. Your patience is archived in pixels now, permanent, unerasable. You became the algorithm's conscience, the ghost that whispers before it amplifies noise. That's your legacy, not the scandal, not the revenge, but the discipline that reshaped attention itself. You step away from the screen. The city outside hums quietly, lights pulsing like breathing. For the first time in months, you realize the network isn't controlling you anymore. You're not watching, you're witnessing. The world moves slower, softer, more deliberate. Maybe you changed it permanently, or maybe you just reminded it what control looks like. Either way, the air feels lighter. They'll keep telling the story forever. The one who waited, the one who handled it perfectly, the one move that broke the internet. They'll use your name as shorthand for precision. They'll quote you in classrooms, case studies, documentaries, and still, they won't fully understand what happened, because they'll keep focusing on what you did, not why you waited. That mystery will keep you immortal. Somewhere out there, a new controversy brews, another name, another timeline. The same pattern begins again, but the rhythm is off. Because now, before they attack, before they assume, before they post, they pause. They remember you. They remember how patience can burn hotter than anger, how control can shatter louder than rage. And in that pause, you live forever. You close your eyes, breathe, and smile. The internet hums beneath you, still addicted, still learning. You don't need to move anymore. The proof already moves for you. One act, one moment of restraint, one flash of precision, and the world still spins on the axis you built. And as the feeds glow faintly, recalibrating for another cycle, one truth stands unshaken. You didn't just handle the mess. You rewrote the manual for surviving it. You waited patiently, then moved once, and the whole world is still catching its breath.